General disturbance. This is a Châtillon 15555. It's the Tier 9 French SPG. This one's located on the south spawn of Cliff, and it's under the command of Angelina75 of OLIMP. And it's another chance in her submissions to win the Weekend Lion competition.
Let's get this show on the road.
Well, if you don't know, the Weekend Lion competition's been going for years now. At least it feels like years. And Angelina competes every week with Talent 1958, at least if they can. And they try to get the very best artillery replay that they can. The one with the highest score based on mastery, then on medals, and then on their win 8 will win the competition, and they will potentially end up with the Weekend Lion. And that means they don't have to get up on Sunday morning. They can actually enjoy a nice long sleep in, whilst the other one has to get up and look after their little boy. Now, we just learned the other day, a few days ago, that their little boy has actually now learned how to play, or he's learning how to play World of Tanks. So we could have 3 people in the competition in the future. I say that jokingly, of course, because they've now had to hide all the credit cards just in case. Yes. It's rather funny, actually. You see, their boy has non-verbal autism, which means that he can't normally speak. But he can watch our videos, and he does watch our videos on World of Tanks. And he loves watching his mum and dad destroying other enemy tanks in their Arty. Okay, standard B. She's lining up the shot, trying to work out where the guy's going. Oh, she got something out of that. She stunned the guys, pulling back into a new position. What can I tell you about the Batchat 15555? Well, it was actually designed in 1955. That's why it has the 15555. The other is the caliber, of course, of the howitzer. Now, originally, the French were after an artillery which could actually rotate the turret all the way around in any direction to enable them to shoot without actually having to move the vehicle to actually change the direction of fire. In fact, the Germans were trying to do the same thing towards the end of the war. Of course, this one was designed in 1955. It wasn't accepted straight away. The French actually were looking for an autoloader in the end. They actually designed the next version, which we'll see in the next replay, because yes, Angelina sent in 2 replays. And in that vehicle, they actually then had an autoloader, which meant that the vehicle, the Arty, could actually fire more than one shot. In the game, it actually, we used to have a 4-shot Batchat 15558. Now, sadly, it's only 3, but the 15555 is still potent. She just got a direct hit on that TNH 105-1000. That's why he's showing stun. Oh, she found a primary target. A Forest Spirit is a tank destroyer with virtually no armor, and he's an easy kill if Angelina gets a shell on him. Rounds out. Oh, she just missed. The shell landed the other side of the rock, and all she got was some stun. If the shell had landed anywhere close to him, he would have been in the garage. Now we can see a few of our tanks are now appearing from around the cliff edge. And although we've got an enemy Indian Panzer on that corner, she's trying to put a shell in there to upset him and stun him. She might also try to shoot at the TNHT or the TNH 1000 as well to actually upset him. Okay, it's an Iron Arnie. Now we've got a Shrek and a Conway turning up. The Indian Panzer's just been wiped out. There's the TNH 105-1000. Trying to move in position, but Angelina fires one in. Oh, she got him on the rear. And she tracked him, and she got all that as stun assist. So that one really helped. And now she's going after the CS-53, but he dies to our teammates before she can get a shot on him. Now, we think that there might be some enemy Arty up here on the sniper's nest area, and yes, it's not Arty actually, it's a Ho-Ri 2. But Angelina fires in and wipes him out. absolutely nukes him. He's gone. Now, there's only 5 enemies left. They've got an Arty as well, an M53, M55. He hasn't tried to counter battery Angelina, but that might be because they're not doing so well. 3 enemy tanks in sight, 1's missing, and then the Arty. Well, they've now only got 3 tanks left, including the Arty, and I guess he might be in the corner in grid square A1. We can see the CC1 Mark II. He's just been tracked and stunned, and she's getting loads of stun assist off these shots, so she's really making them work. She's going to fire at the bushes next, but she's still got a few seconds before she's loaded. An AT-15 is moving in. If he is in that corner, he'll discover that the Arty is there very shortly. Does she fire now or wait? There he is. Rounds out. Oh, too late. But that's game over. Here's the end of battle results, and that was a second-class tanker for Angelina75 in the batch Châtillon 155-55. She managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she got 5 exactly, and her win rate was 874 from the game, which isn't really good, but it's still a good result, mainly down to the fact that the last score that Angelina managed to get was only a 3rd class and a bruiser medal. So she's actually improved on the previous score with that 2nd class and a bruiser. So she's in the lead with the 2nd class and a bruiser. Let's have a look at team score. Well, way down on the table, you can see Angelina only made 877 hit points of damage, which wasn't a lot. The high scorer in the game was the E-Fünfundsiebzig. Yes, I'm trying to pronounce it in German in future. The E-Fünfundsiebzig. He got 4,366 hit points of damage. 2nd highest with the UDIS-16, managed 2,224. And the 3rd highest turned out to be the ISU-152K with 2,219. So you can see Angelina was well down on the scores that they managed to get. When it came to kills, we can see the Iron Arnie got 3 kills in that game. 2 kills went to the Shrek and the Scorpion and the Conway on her own team. The enemy team, well, they only got 2 kills in the entire game. And the Horitu and the TNH 105-1000 were the ones who got them. Angelina just got 1 kill as well. So when it came to base XP, she's a little higher up the table. And that's down to the fact that she was getting stun assist. 999 went to the E-Fünfundsiebzig. 971 went to the Iron Arnie, 885 went to the UDIS-16, and Angelina got 780 in 5th place. She fired 11 rounds in the game, got 3 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations, but 9 splash. Damage of 877 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. She damaged 4 of the enemy, killed 1, and did 2,038 hit points, I should say, of stun assist off 8 stuns, and that's where she got the 2nd class tanker. On a free-to-play account, she actually made 8,509 credits profit from that game, and she took away 1,560 experience points altogether, and that's a better score than before, so she is in the lead with a 2nd class and a bruiser. But she sent us in another replay. As I said, it was in the batch at 155.58. So let's see if she can get a better result with that replay. And we can see that Angelina75 is now on the defending spawn of Steps Assault. Game on. Okay, this is the autoloader. 3 shells, but it takes a little while to load the shells. Moving off to a firing position. The standard reload for these 3 shells is 49.86 seconds. Angelina's got 45.28. The enemy's starting from right over in the northeast corner of the map, so she can actually sit out here in the open for a little while as she's lining up her shots. Might have to move a little later on. On set 5, rounds out. Oh, it's a direct hit! Oh, that shell disappeared without any explosion. So that Concept 5 has just taken a massive hit. And of course, Concept 5s do not have much armor. She fires the second round in and hits the Centurion Action 10 with that shot. 237 hit points of damage. She's got a third shot ready. And she's going for the 121B. Or is she? Rounds out. Just lands behind him. I think she anticipated he was going to pull back. Okay, changing position. It's one of the good things about the Batchat 155-58 is you can so easily change your position to avoid counter battery, because you can just turn the vehicle to face a different direction from where you're actually looking. And then the moment you've actually fired your shot, you can then just move slightly in either direction by pressing the forward or the reverse keys. And then you are in a different spot to where the tracer indicates. So you can hit the enemy without the enemy knowing exactly where you are. Okay, so we've got a number of targets. Viz 55, first one. Oh, now that shell actually landed behind him, and the graphics showed almost that the shell was traveling through the railway tracks. I think Wargaming's made a mistake there with the modeling, but that was a direct hit on the same Centurion Action 10 she hit before. Okay, the Viz 55's changing position, but the Centurion hasn't moved position. Rounds out. Another direct hit, 244, and she's in to reload again. Now, this is actually one of the fastest Artys in the game. Not the fastest. Of course, that's the Burt the Avenger, the FV304, which is actually capable of 72 kilometers an hour. This thing will do 62 kilometers an hour. And of course, the Batchat 155-55 does 56.3 kilometers an hour. It's fast because, of course, it's fairly lightweight. It's not particularly heavy Arty. She's looking at targets that she wants to hit later on. At the moment, it's a T-57 heavy on that corner. She fires the first one blind because tanks are loath to change their position when they're actually doing well. And she felt that guy was sitting there because obviously he had more shells to fire at the enemy. Okay, there's a lot of our guys up this direction. And Angelina fancies hitting that 121. She tried to hit him before, remember, and shell went long and landed behind him on the railway tracks. He's moving about quite a bit. ST2, she can definitely hit him. And now would be a good time to hit him because, of course, he's face to face. One of our guys rounds out. Direct hit! And she's got loads of stun on him. And that's going to help. Okay, the Viz 55 just the other side of the railway line. She's got one more shell to fire. She can't see him at the moment. There he is. He's crossing the line and rounds out. Oh! He is so lucky. The shell shot past the top of the turret and landed behind him without any effect on him whatsoever. Well, that guy ought to buy a lottery ticket straight away because he avoided getting smacked in the face with the 155mm round. Of course, many of us who fire the Artys or play Arty obviously think that Arty players or Arty shells are such high calibers that if you smack an enemy tank in the face with it, it ought to have a considerably more effect than it actually does in the game at the moment. Wargaming's nerfed Arty far too often. Back in the past, if you got a direct hit on an enemy tank with an Arty, it normally went straight out of the game. That was it. They would one-shot the enemy. Even tanks like this mouse here coming into view would get wiped out. Well, Angelina's just wiped out the Centurion Action 10, and the mouse went down shortly afterwards. So we're now 2 tanks up on the enemy, and Angelina's generating a fair bit of damage and a fair bit of stun assist as well. Remember, it's a 10-minute game, and they've gone through half of it already. And the enemy doesn't appear to be any closer to getting the cap area. Now, part of the problem, or part of the reason why you need to aim at enemy tanks that are inside your teammates, is because you want those teammates to actually shoot at tanks that have been stunned, so you can get the stun assist. At the moment, we've got a Viz-55 and an ST2, and Angelina's decided the Viz-55 makes a better target. She's got one more shell before reload. Rounds out. That time it did work and she got stunned. 14 seconds originally. Now, if she can get some stun assist off that. Well, the ST2's gone down, so they'll all be after the Viz-55 now. Of course, this used to be a 4-shot autoloader, but when that happened, a lot of people complained that they were constantly getting perma-stunned by the Arty, especially if there was 2 Arty in one game. And another enemy tank that bites the dust. That was taken out by the T92 HMC on our team. Rounds out in the Viz. Tracked him and stunned him. He fixed his track straight away, and he's also fixed his stun. And we fired the shell in. Oh, it would have been a direct hit as well. We've got one more shell, and there's a Hori 3 somewhere in that area. Lost sight of him. There's 5 enemy tanks left, but it looks like they're running out of time. We see a Centurion Action 10 just as our turret slews round, and we fire the round in. Oh, I think Angelina just missed out on getting some hit points there, but the Centurion Action 10 has gone down. There's only 4 enemies remaining, 2 of them are Arty. Angelina's doing incredibly well so far. It's been a good game. So 10-second wait between loading each of the shells when you do have them in the magazine. Used to be a lot less than that, actually. It used to be about 4 seconds. But yes, it's quite a long wait. But once you have 3 shells ready to go, it can be a bit of fun. Okay, so we're waiting for them our teammates to spot the enemy. They found them. Oh my god, they found a lot of them. Well, the T92 dies very quickly. We just stunned the 268 version 5. And he's taking fire. Rounds out. Directly on the top of the turret of the 2685. And he's gone. And that's it. The game's over. It's a victory. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a second-class tanker for Angelina75 in the Batchat 155.58. She managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she got 6. And her win rate's gone up. It's 2,337 this time. And that means that she has beaten her previous score. Because if you remember, last game she got a second-class bruiser and 874 on the win rate. Now it's gone up to 2,337. So Angelina's still in the lead, but there's still 2 days before the weekend line. So Angelina might just get beaten by Talon at the last moment. Because, of course, you all know the rules are that if you can get an ace tanker, you win outright there and then. But she could always be beaten if Talon can pick up a first-class tanker in between now and Sunday morning. So, Angelina's in the lead, but let's have a look at the score that she managed to get. Well, much higher on the table this time. Angelina got 2,421 hit points of damage. And that was down to the fact she did get some blind hits, which we didn't show on the scoreboard during the game. Yes, she did actually hit that Concept 5 right at the start of the game with the first shot. And she did 255 hit points of damage. It wasn't a penetrating shot, but it certainly did unsettle him for the rest of the game. The highest score in the game turned out to be the Viz-55 in the enemy team. Yeah, the guy she missed twice, actually. He got 6,662 hit points of damage and picked up the high caliber in a tier 10 game. Second highest damage went to the Gorilla 15 on her team with 3,746. And the third highest was the Vickers 3 with 3,111. When it came to kills, we can see that the Gorilla 15 got 3, so did the Object 2685 on our team, 3 kills apiece. There's a number of tanks that got 2 kills, and Angelina only got 1. And when it came to base XP, she's a little closer to the top. She's in 5th place on base XP. The high scorer being the Object 277 with 912, the Vickers 3 907, and the Gorilla 15 with 865. Angelina getting 793. She fired 17 rounds, which is a much better number of rounds to get some damage. 8 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot. Now, can we guess which one she actually penetrated in the game? Well, looking at the list right now, it's not immediately obvious, but I would have thought that it's the Centurion that she actually penetrated, but no, funnily enough, it's not. It wasn't the Concept 5 or the Viz 55. It was actually the Object 268 version 5. That shell actually hit the roof of his vehicle as he was moving about, and that was a penetrator for 858 hit points. So yes, I think he was the one who suffered a lot in that game. She also got 13 splashes, 2,421 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters, damaged 5 the enemy, killed 1, and did 1,264 hit points of stun assist of 12 stuns, so a much better result. On a free-to-play account, she made a profit of 12,170 credits from the game. She got 5 bonds for it being tier 10, and she took away 1,586 experience points. So Angelina is still in the lead in the competition, but it could all change with just one video from Talon, because he hasn't sent one in for a little while, and I'm kind of expecting him to send in at least one before the weekend. So we'll see. He might be able to beat her with just one shot, but he's been suffering from a lot of tanks failing to shoot the stun tanks. A lot of his teammates are failing to shoot the stun tanks. And as I said, the trick is to keep the enemy that you want to be shot at within sight of your teammates. If you fire at a tank which is a long way away, he's out of sight of them. And if you stun him, it won't have any effect. But if you can know that an enemy tank, is very close to your teammates and he is within sight of them, and then you stun him, then a pretty good chance that they're going to get a shot at him. And that might actually help you to get some stun assists. It normally works for me anyway. So I pick targets to hit based on, will they actually be in sight of my teammates? And can my teammates profit from the shots I make? Hope you enjoyed those replays. If you did, please give our video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.